All right.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back to the shit show, man.
Right.
Dude, I was like a few hours early just like getting this shit set up and I even had a chance to just take a break for a little bit. I was just playing on my phone and stuff and I thought I everything's set up, but Discord doesn't want to fucking work for some reason.
Nah. Why would we want to do that shit?
But I mean, you talk to Floyd on there all the time, so I
Yeah,
I don't know if
it
it's
cuts
just
out only
me.
because his headphone sucks.
Uh well, I know I have the right mic set in there because they have that test where you can hear yourself through your mic on Discord, so, and you can hear you can see the waveform going up and down.
Yeah, and
So
the video looked fine, but I couldn't hear a fucking thing he said.
yeah, and I was unmuted, like you said I was muted before, and then I unmuted, it still couldn't hear me.
Anyway, let's not
Yeah,
live in the past. That's back then. We're here now.
right. Well, let me turn on my camera randomizer. Hopefully this works. It's got that high key going, so I don't have to switch the shit up all the time.
So are you cold there with the beanie there, Ian?
Uh, no, I just thought I'd uh just mix it up a little bit. Wear a hat, you know. I like to. I actually have no hats. I like to get into more to wearing hats and stuff. You never seem to be a hat guy yourself, huh?
Well, I mean, not on the show because these headphones are fucking huge. I mean, so no, I have hats. Like I got baseball caps for mowing the grass. I got beanies like that for when I'm doing shit like shoveling snow, and then I got fedoras when I feel like being cool.
Yeah,
So no, I have hats. I just can't wear them on the show because I'm not putting anything over this.
right.
But no, you look like you're trying to be Jay and Bob or something.
Uh,
So anyway,
now it's a lot easier because I have the earbuds, so
keep them from falling out.
that that'll probably help a little bit too. Now that I think about it, but um, so what's going on with you, buddy?
Well, I don't know if I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I'd used uh, a set of command strips I had to hold my surge protector up, or my USB hub up, and they fell. Like, I was like, okay, so I got a set of industrial ones I'm going to have to replace. And then I also bought Amazon Smart Plug because I hopped on Amazon the other day and it goes, hey, you could get an Amazon Smart Plug. It's normally $24.99 for 99 cents. I'm like, well, shit, okay. I
Yeah,
figure I'll put everything on it except my monitors because really I don't need to turn these fucking things off ever. So like, because if I do turn them off, they they won't just kick back on. Like, I mean, I have a remote control to turn my computer on. It's just when I get done, I flip the switch on the power supply to shut it off, so the motherboard lights quit flashing. And I don't got to worry about the pump running or anything like that. But then I got
yeah,
all this other shit on my desk to turn off: my amp, my head, my microphone, and it's like if I could just tell my Echo to shut it off or turn it on, and then just leave the fucking monitors up because the only one that I need to turn back on is the TV, and that's got a remote, so who gives a shit?
right.
Finding the button. First, the LG monitors, I love that the nipple controls all the stuff. That's very good because jumping around the buttons on regular monitors, I had to go back to a regular monitor for something. I was like, oh yeah, this sucks. But turning it on and off by that thing's a bitch if you had the monitor flipped and you can't remember what side the fucking thing's on.
Yeah, right.
But so
That
I
that
got
sucks though. Your command strips fell off though. I thought all of those
well,
worked pretty good, man.
they're the ones I put on it aren't heavy duty ones. They're like light duty ones, and they're on wood, which I don't know how well they stick to wood. So I tried hot glue before, and I don't know if it's because I wasn't using enough glue or what. It's a really long fucking like 7 8 ports. So
But I think the hot glue needs more of like a something grippy, like more of a porous surface like wood. I would think that would work better than whereas the tape you need something like really smooth for it to
well with
adhere.
the with the hot glue, the thing is the USB hub is so long that by the time I get an entire run down the side, it's damn near started to cure.
Yeah.
Even like there's you can't force cold glue through a hot glue gun. It's just gonna come out in a string. Anyway, what have you been up to other than dealing with the shit?
Uh, not not a whole lot. Just yeah, just a lot of for a few days this week. I've been just like fine tuning like the layout and the animations and stuff of this. 'Cause I have like all the logos animating, like the color changing, and then I have a banner going across the bottom, and I have like a drop shadows for everything.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Yeah,
so it's like really intensive. I bet probably just each scene on here.
right. I was talking to Floyd and I mentioned how we talked about you're legally blind, and he's like, "No, dude, he's not like really blind." I go, "No, dude, he's fucking blind." Yeah, but he does like soldering and coding and shit. I'm like, "Yeah, and he has to be an inch from the fucking screen." He doesn't quite get it.
You're not really in that wheelchair.
Right. I'm like, no, dude, he's fucking blind. Like, I mean, I guess comparatively, but there's like I don't remember what we were talking about. I don't know if it wasn't something like driving or something like that. It was something like, no, dude, he can't do any fucking thing. He's in the he's at the fuck like that's why he because you don't have a 9 to 5, right? I mean,
No, no, I do. Main work I do now is for Sherry with the dog,
yeah, I mean
dog
you're
biscuits and stuff, helping getting side money from that, and
right. You're
yeah,
freelance, but like it's not like you're not
yeah. I'm not a 9 to 5 where I have to clock in every day, but I do it. Like whenever Sherry needs me, I go over there to help.
right, and it's not like I don't know. He wasn't
Yeah,
getting it. I'm like, dude, I've been in video chats with him. Like you can see in his eyes, he has fucking trouble.
yeah.
But he's like, no, 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 no. I'm like, okay, dude. He's
Well,
my friend. He's my friend, but you know,
yeah. Well, what's crazy too is like you were said earlier how the screen looked a lot bigger. And it is like true that like for me sometimes the bigger screens can actually be harder to see like the especially like the font, like the finer font on there, like if it's a high resolution, because then I actually got to go over to like a corner just to be able to see that little text. Whereas if the screen was actually smaller,
right,
I I'd be able, it's more closer to me, if that kind of makes sense, because
right,
it's all based up. No matter how big the screen is going to be, it's still going to be like a little bit, like blurry depending on how close I physically am. You know?
right. I mean, big monitors are really just best because you can have multiple windows open. Like, same with multiple monitors. It's better because once you go back to one monitor, you're like, oh, fuck this. Like,
Yeah, it basically becomes a replacement for multiple screens.
yeah, you're just like right there, or this corner, or that corner. But
Yeah.
anyway,
But yes, not a whole lot going on besides that. I mean, I I do want to get into start getting into more soldering. I want to start working on. I'm gonna save up for that resin 3D printer still.
oh,
Um, it'll probably be around my birthday about the time I could get it, which is in September. So I don't know.
oh,
It'll be like a few $100, so I don't know. Uh, but I was the point of me saying that is I want to start working on one of those, that UV curing thing, just like that guy that I did that video of the week for.
video of the week.
Video of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was gonna do like a a UV container, like with LEDs, UV LED strips in it
Mm-hmm.
that will cure the resin. Because I don't know why, but for some reason it's not like 100% cured after it's printed, so you gotta like clean it and then like fully cure it for a little while, I guess.
Mm.
It fully gets solid. I mean, like I said, you can leave it out in the sunlight and it'll eventually cure, but I think like if you make your own thing or if you buy something specifically made for it, then it's like it'll it'll be faster and more, like it'll get into every nook and cranny of whatever you 3D printed
Mm.
because
I
it's coming from like all sides.
all sides. I found a subreddit for people that solder,
Yeah,
and even though I don't yet, I joined it because I figure knowledge and learning shit is never a bad thing. But let me share the thing with you here. Hold on.
all right. Yeah, because you've been frozen for a while, so
Yeah, it's not worth it.
yeah.
Yeah, look at this. Ooh,
Yeah. Oh,
help it,
jeez.
help it desoldering thumbstick module on DualShock 4. What am I doing wrong? A lot of them,
Yeah.
they're like, dude, are there any pads left? I don't.
Did you look at into any LED strips or anything? Because that
No.
would probably be the something really basic that you could get into, because you already know what the connections are and everything, right?
Yeah, but yeah, okay. I have no need to do it, but I want to look at it. So
Yeah.
if it's ever thrown in my face, I'll feel confident in being able to attempt it without burning my fucking house down. Plus, watching
Right.
people do explain how to do things I kind of have interest in calms me, and I enjoy watching it.
Yeah.
But like
Oh yeah.
this guy, look at this guy. Ooh, ooh. Anyway,
Yeah. I was thinking about getting that one soldering iron that I I don't I forget what it was the brand of it was, but they did a they showed I forget what the segment was called. It was on that channel tested, the Adam
hmm?
Savage tested,
Oh yeah,
and it was one of those, like those things where they show off different gadgets or whatever.
he does really good. He's like, I like this, and here's why. And you're like, yeah, I want to buy that.
Yeah, I think it was Adam Savage's favorite tools or whatever. That was what the
Right,
segment was, I think. But
right.
uh, it was basically like uh, a digital uh, soldering iron where it had like a readout of the temperature and you could adjust the temperature and it had like a you could unplug it or they have like a switch and everything too and uh, the cord wasn't attached to it, which I think is nice too.
Well, not to try to run and get the hell out of here or anything, but I've got
Yeah.
grinding to get to. Um,
Well, did you want to you want to get into some video of the week since we're talking about that?
well, first I have a question.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Soda Talk with Frank and Ian.
Actually, I got to top off a drink here, so hold on.
Oh, hey, it worked.
What?
I guess that works whenever your camera is unfrozen now. After you hit share screen and then you went back to your camera, now it's working.
Or I could just not give a fuck. I could be like
I
Nate and just be a silhouette.
yeah
It's
yeah.
like one of those perverts whenever they talk to. And then he was arrested outside of the. I didn't do anything. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, honestly, I don't know where he's at. Anyway, but
Preverts.
yeah. So what are you drinking on, Ian?
I'm drinking on some. Oh yeah, drinking on some Liberty Brew. They still got this. Is this gonna be like until the end of the August or summer or something? Or is they gonna keep
Yeah,
this?
no, because the shit goes away. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Some boring Pepsi.
I I actually saw an advert for you remember Voodoo Brew?
What was it?
Voodoo Brew, the Halloween flavor, it was like mystery.
Uh,
And the mystery flavor was it
oh
was
yeah,
candy corn, which I hate candy corn, but that shit was delicious.
yeah, it
They have a,
was.
I saw like someone on Reddit posted that they saw an ad for the new uh, Voodoo Brew flavor, and they don't know what it is. And I'm like, damn it! The last time it was delicious, and I was about to go buy the whole store out. But if it's a different fucking flavor, I'm gonna be stuck with a whole case of shit like I was when I bought mango heat. Ugh. But
Well,
anyway,
we can't has nice things, so I guess we'll never see it again.
right. So I've got this limited edition Mountain Dew Spark. It's
Nice.
don't ever do that again. Um, it's raspberry lemonade, but god damn, I'm looking at the calories on this thing. 'Cause you know I never read this stuff. Guess how much it? Guess how many calories are in this per serving?
uh, like 300.
Normal Mountain Dew is like 170. This is 290.
Not too far off.
Yeah, and then I
That's crazy.
got a mug. I mean, it's all sugar. You know it is. I got a mug with some what's left of my giant um, cyclone, and then I got some water on the side for when I realized I shouldn't be drinking that much soda.
Do you know what
So
your calorie thing is? Like, if you wanted just to maintain your current weight, have you
no,
ever calculated that?
no, no, I've never been a calorie counter.
Uh,
No, no, because they always want me to do something goddamn ridiculous. That like my I was always overweight, even when everyone thought I was like underweight. Like I was 145 pounds in high school, and according to the doctors, I should have been another 30 pounds lighter. And they're like, "Fucking where?" I was like, "They say I should
uh,
lose weight." And I was a size 30 waist.
right.
My leg wouldn't fit in size 30 waist now. So anyway,
Oh, what? Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was gonna ask you. You said you used to eat. What was it? 2 baconators a day? Was that
two
like
tri-
separate meals?
no, no, it was two triple baconators and two large fry, chili, and Coke. And that was lunch, and then I'd have the same thing again for dinner.
It, you know they got that the breakfast baconator now. I wonder if that when that you were eating the Baconators. If that was out, you would have had that for breakfast
You wonder? That's a
then.
dumb question. Yes.
Yeah.
I ate the spicy bacon here. That had just as much bacon, but it had pepper jack cheese and jalapenos. And I missed it when it went away. I was like, "Why, dude? No." But no, that was my jam. I haven't had bacon in like 10 years. Sad to say.
Well, that's good. It's you're better off. That's for sure.
Shut up! It's delicious. Shut up. Anyway,
It is.
so
But
go ahead. And what's your video of the week, Mister Ian? Ian?
yes. What's my what?
Hide and seek. It's the video of the week.
Hold on, I'm gonna share my damn screen, mother. If I get you, there we go. So when they were
Screen for Frank's screen.
Brains, Juanhua. I started watching this on lunch, but then I realized it was gonna be like most of their videos and a bunch of numbers, and I was like, I need to stay awake, so numbers probably wouldn't help me.
Yeah, and we basically I believe I could give you basically the gist of the results.
For $1,
So,
it's all right.
So basically, starting from the beginning, back. Should we go back all the way to who is Steve, or should
No.
we go all the way back to what were the dinosaurs? Oh.
No.
No, a lot of people that have watched Steve's channel, Gamers Nexus, they know he does do a lot of in-depth stuff. But I remember you linked me to one of his previous videos about the pads, didn't you?
Yeah, he was basically the summary of those is paste is always going to perform better, but if you have reasons to buy the pad, they give comparisons between the two brands. The first one was just a pad versus paste, and then it was Thermal Grizzly, and now it's this thing that they picked up.
Yeah. Now I forget what was your reasoning for wanting to get a pad? Because he said that the pads are mainly geared towards people that are swapping components out all the time, whereas you could have just set it and forget it. At least for a year after you have to change the shit out or whatever.
Okay. Do you know what it's like to take paste off of 4 CPU heat sinks? Because that's how big a fucking Threadripper chip is. So I do it once, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this again.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, if you put your heatsink on wrong, and then you start your computer up, oh, you got to reseat it. That means take the fucker off, clean all that shit off again, which I had to do because I was having a heating issue. So I figured, well, maybe they didn't seat it right, or maybe I didn't put enough thermal paste on. Wiping an index or business card size CPU down with alcohol and wipes. Fuck that. I'm not doing that again. I just rather spend $20 and slap this thing on and call it a fucking day.
All right. I mean, I understand. I totally understand that. That's why I had bought the pads myself. I was just figured that since you spent all that time and energy into all that shit, you'd want to get the most out of it you could.
Well, that and I mean, I've had it a year, and I already swapped to a bigger one, and I swapped to custom loop, and I'm sure when I upgrade again, I'll have to take the shit off. I'm gonna probably use the same water block on the TRX4 or whatever the hell they call the Threadripper of the 3rd gen, whatever the hell they call that. So This one I can just take off. It's like a little microfiber cloth. I pick it up, try not to rip it. I already did, but whatever. Who cares
Yeah.
about the corners? They don't need to be that cool.
Right. By the way, did you you're probably already aware that like this because I was watching a beginner's guide to the water cooling that Jay did, and you're probably already aware about the fact that the soft tubing will eventually cloud, right?
Well, some does worse than others. Apparently, EK is the worst, whereas mine is one of the ones that will stay the clearest. I mean, since they leach plasticizer to stay soft, then they're still going to be shitty and fall apart after a certain time. But it's like $20 for new tubing. I don't care.
Yeah.
I can replace my entire setup and have feet to spare, and it's $20. So, 26 bucks, whatever.
And hey, even if it does get a little quality, that might actually enhance the UV effect a little bit.
It's actually the UV, the stuff to make it. I don't think it's the stuff to make it UV. I think it's um, the additive from Premachill actually gives it a little bit of a fogginess to it. Because when I've had the thing sitting here without the lights on, it looks a little foggy to me in the reservoir, not just the tubes. And it looks like salt water, but it's just fucking water. I'll dump it and put fresh in, because when I change my water out anyway, I'm going to need more liquid Utopia, which is my biocide, which comes with my tubes. So I'll just buy another set of tubes. It's cheaper than wasting time and money on a little bottle of biocide.
Yeah. You didn't have any left on any tubing?
I made the mistake of cutting it, and then I realized I should have left it just the strips I had, because to go from my drain to where I would have to put the jug, because I have to tilt my case to do that, it'll want to come out of the jug. And if I let the length that was left, it would have just been sitting in the jug fine. But whatever. You live and you learn.
You said jugs.
Jugs. Yeah. Anyway, so long story short in this video. Long story short in this video, you got a generic version of the Icy. Well, in between the Icy and the Thermal Grizzly, right? I mean, it's different.
Well, yeah, they're actually all different and a little bit unique, but yeah, the graphite pad, that's what he's calling it, was an S1 graphite pad, I guess, or whatever. And that it was a lot more like the Icy.
Yeah, if you compare
graphite pad,
if you see the
a lot more rigid.
Yeah, the Carbonite, it's literally a very thin. It feels like cloth in your fingers, and I was so afraid I was going to rip it. But it's cool that it's like that, because then you can just pick it up.
Yeah, well, the ICs, you said the pads do better as far as longevity goes, whereas the Carbonite you're gonna rip, but you have to understand with the Carbonite it's a lot thinner, and
right, it's finer.
Yeah, and that's really what helps with the thermal conductivity. That's why the paste usually does better, because you could get it to be it's more of a finer or thinner interlace between the two, right?
All it's supposed to do is fill in the micro gaps between the the heat spreader and the cold plate of the cooler. Because if you put them side by side, if you put them on top of each other without any paste, it's just going to be all over the place. There's too big of a gap.
Yeah.
But
that's why in this chart you can see, though, I'm saying like it's the paste, then the Carbonite, then the IC, then the generic, and it's basically because as you go up and it gets thinner and thinner, and that's why it does a better job of transferring the heat, because you don't have as much to go through,
Right. It's basically the difference between the IC diamond and the paste is what the difference is between the Carbonite and the dollar pad.
Yeah, and for $1, it does really good if it's only going to be a degree or two behind the IC diamond.
Very
That's
few
pretty good.
things you could put in a computer that cost $1 are going to be worth a fucking dollar. If you get something and you put it in a computer and it doesn't catch fire and it costs you $1, you did good.
Yeah,
So
I would I would still say at least go for the IC diamond because like if you're more tech savvy, then you're gonna be worried about temperatures more. But I guess the generic would be good for if you want to
if
get a
you're
computer to Mima or whatever.
right, if you're doing that, or if you're building like a low budget, almost Tato rig, like people go so serious with the budget that they'll drop down the performance of what they're trying to do, which defeats the purpose, in my opinion. If you really don't just want graphics on the screen, buy a fucking console. Just
Yeah,
fucking do it. But if you want really good, save up a couple pennies, and because I got the 380 back when I was just like, oh, I really want to get into it, and I'm like, I got into it, but I want more, so I saved up, and I still
yeah,
overspent. I bought an open box, and I
right,
still overspent.
yeah.
But
Also, I'd like to point out too that I found interesting was the fact that the IC pads were actually Panasonic sheets that Steve was saying that they had given to them. They had actually different thicknesses too. That they hadn't tested all the different thicknesses either. So
gotcha.
I guess there's even more that they could probably test with this shit.
Right.
But basically, they were cutting little custom squares then out of the pads,
Right.
out of the out of the sheets or whatever.
Would you like to
So
see my video of the week, sir?
the carbonite you could get. I believe you could get whole sheets of that too, can't you? Then
Yeah,
it's
you
like a
could
full
get.
rag or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a washcloth. Like you could, like I saw when they first came out with the biggest one, guys were buying them and cutting them for Threadripper. They weren't even made for Threadripper yet, but since they knew they were thermal grizzly, they were just fucking buying them and cutting them to length.
Yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing that, like, maybe making like a template, like getting a piece of like acrylic and having that cut to size, and then I would use that as a template to get like an X-Acto knife to cut for that, whatever size that I wanted.
Yeah, you could do that. Um, but yeah, good stuff. Uh, he gets. You think we're ranting about it? He does a half-hour video here where he talks about a fucking pad. They're in depth.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
my
But
video of the
anyways, what
week.
do you got?
Check out the quality here. Is this an older? Yeah, it only does a 10A. Lately, I've got into studying about ideas of home labs because
Meth
I got
labs.
yes, those two. So I got a server, and I also have an excess Threadripper. So I'm thinking whenever I update it, I'm gonna throw the Threadripper in there. Well, with the Threadripper, guts, I might as well study what I can do with it. And I see what a lot of guys are doing with theirs and getting ideas. In this video, the guy breaks down what you can do at home by yourself, and like he goes on a tour of his stuff. And at one of his favorite components is actually an old laptop where the screen crapped out, so he had to putty or SSH into it. But really, you don't need much. That'll get you there because it's not like it needs to be super stupid fast.
Right.
I mean, and then you can run containers, and it's all about practicing with either old enterprise gear or with software they would use in enterprise. And then when you go somewhere, you're like, oh yeah, I know how to use Apache or what the fuck ever. And like, because everyone's like, oh, you can make a FreeNAS box or a Plex server, or you could make a dedicated VR machine that can have a VR instance of FreeNAS and all the other containers or whatever you want. And I actually got into a whole there was a whole video series of a guy explaining what would you want to use a container for, what would you want to actually make a a virtualized OS for. It depends on what you're trying to do, how much juice you want to use up. And this stuff gives me ideas. Everyone should try to want to learn things to be better. And yes, this is playing.
No.
Yes, this is playing. This is something for your house to have fun with. But ultimately, these give you skills that you could use in the real world.
Yeah.
I mean, just like everyone can make fun of the kids learning Minecraft, but you're going to know how to route a server. So, joke's on you? I don't know.
Right.
Anyway.
But
yeah,
like this, like I was saying, this down here is hold on.
It is what?
This down here is that's basically was, this is my 8-core Ryzen down here that's going to go in that computer case down there, and then this one is the 16-core that I'm still working on. So, yeah.
So which one?
What?
Which one are you on now?
Oh, I'm still on an FX machine, man.
Oh, is that what we're running on?
Yeah, I got all this crazy animations and shit running on this FX machine and the stream and everything. I have the 480, my AMD 480 in here, so I have everything set to like GPU accelerated. So hopefully the card is picking up most of that slack,
My FX machine, I can barely get on it without the fucker blue screening. I blame Windows and Microsoft.
Yeah, there's got to be something going on with that, because, I mean, you played Fallout 4 pretty good on there, and it's not like it's, Fallout 76 is like, like versions ahead of it,
I mean, it's the same. It's the same engine, but they said that it's 4 times the size, and I don't know, all these different. I don't know, but anyway, sir, let's get into stations because time constraints.
Yeah. Station.
Man your battle stations. Man your battle stations.
Station.
Oh, good. I almost had this guy.
Oof.
In Soviet Russia, battle station has you. Boy, that desk looks grody.
Oh no, you're not gonna say that after my discussion battle station.
Well, but doesn't this look like he dug it out of the woods though?
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, the computer's awesome, the video card and all that shit. Cool. Nice monitors. And then you're like, ew. I found a desk in an abandoned school. It is mine now.
Yeah. I didn't really notice that at first. I guess what kind of drew me to this is just that it's kind of like, it's like floor to floor, wall to wall monitors, It's like the monitors are straight down on a desk and it's from corner to corner, It just looked kind of like cool, like it's surround.
I mean, it would be mine if he had one more big ass monitor.
Yeah. But
and I'm thinking about going bigger because I'm stupid.
You're thinking about going retardo.
Full retard. See, I did have this one in here, but see, I'm not gonna change it because I also had. Hold, please. He posted the same thing on Ultra Wide Master Race, which that means there's comments that might not be in that post. So check that shit out. But anyway. So is that
I haven't seen a lot of stations with this giant ass screen.
Well, you're not going to
screen.
Because it was kind of quietly recalled by Samsung.
Yeah.
So yeah. Is that a? I think that's a Corsair reservoir. If I'm looking, can't quite tell. I don't know.
I don't
Trying
know.
to.
By the way, I'm surprised at Linus. Did you see Linus's video of the? He's like, I still stand behind my review or whatever.
Yeah, he said it was still awesome.
Yeah, he did,
They,
but I was really surprised. Like he didn't mention he mentioned like the flickering or whatever, but he didn't mention any of the physical defects that we talked about last week. That was like the most surprising to me about people were like, what did we say? It was like peeling. Some of the screens were peeling up or something.
yeah, like the laminate is coming apart, and like, well, that's the first. That was the only time I heard of it because most of the reports and leaks I've seen just say that the backlight bleed is shit.
Yeah.
To, but whatever. But yeah, I mean, it looks awesome. Don't get me wrong. I actually, um,
Yeah, I like this monitor with a station attached to it.
yeah, right. Oh, there's a computer in there. No, I really want. Where the hell are the images? I really want the competitor to this monitor.
Oh, really?
The
They got something else out now or coming out?
well, Samsung doesn't. Monoprice has a 49-inch monitor. That's a 5120 by 1440. It only does up to 120 hertz by on the paper, but a reviewer I saw recently said it does 144, which yeah, the other one does too, or what is it? Like 200 or something like that, but it looks like shit when you get up that high, so no one's going to do it. So, but
Hey,
yeah, they
I don't think you're gonna be doing 240 if unless you have a Ti, right?
right, and even so, um, but yeah, the monoprice one, I've seen one video review of it, and granted, right now it's out of stock. They're like, yeah, if you see it, buy it quick because it'll be snatched, gone. But it's $8.99 for a 49-inch, you know, damn near. So that makes me go, hmm.
Hmm.
Um, sorry, I'm pulling up the video of the guy reviewing it real quick. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have quite the curve of the Samsung, but that's fine. I mean, goddamn.
Yeah. Well, you got. I mean, with your setup, you got monitors on shit on the side too, so you don't want it too curved, or you wouldn't. I would think, right?
I mean, no. I mean, this is 49-inch, which is what my top display is 49-inch, but it's 16 by 9 versus 21 by 9. So 21 by 9 is wider and shorter. Um, I could get this, or I could get that LG 38-inch. I don't know. I don't know.
See, what I want to see is I want to see a setup with two of those screens on top of each other.
I've seen shit like that, and you might as well just get a big screen TV because there's just a like
Yeah,
was it Harvard Canucks who or somebody. They literally took some shelves and stacked
forgot
two
about him.
super. Well, there was Dimitri, and then there was the couple other guys, but yeah, they took the stupid ultra wides, and then put them on shelves.
Stupid, retarded.
And it's like, why didn't you just get a giant, like a 55-inch TV? Because at the time it was
Yeah.
only 4K. It wasn't 1440 or nothing. So you couldn't really get a high refresh rate. But anyway, that's your second station. Yeah. Go to your third station.
station.
I mean, it's okay. That curved monitor is throwing me off. It looks like three little monitors put side by side. And you got a conversation piece for the last one?
Yeah.
Oh boy, your ringer?
No, it's not a ringer.
Oh,
It's maybe a toilet ringer.
oh, oh.
This
Look
was
at
in
all.
battle stations.
And posters removed by the moderators.
Now, this is kind of a discussion piece. As far as I want to ask you, do you think that shit's real? Because it's like, I don't know, like you could kind of tell that the mouse has moved all the cigarette butts and shit around, like out of its way. But like, you would think if you just didn't even really care, you would just like throw all that shit on the ground instead of getting in your way, you know? Unless if
Well,
the whole house is like perfectly like spotless except for that desk. It's like he's like, the wife is like, don't you dare get one thing on the floor.
oh, it's adorable. You think, wife? Well, first, you know all those bottles in the back. That's piss, right?
Oh, is
Like
that what that substance is?
that's
You've
like,
identified it.
well, that's another supposed gamer thing. It's like you're sitting there and you don't feel like getting up to take a piss, so you piss an empty bottle. There's entire videos where people have emptied piss jugs into a bucket to flush it. But
But it's just like some of that stuff is like defying gravity. It's like you think if he's actually using that keyboard, like a lot of that shit would just get brushed out of the way, unless if he's like being really delicate of the cigarette butts. He's like, eh. It
well, like I
looks
mean
like he's just people are just throwing shit on there and nobody's even using it, you know?
well, I mean the WASD and 123s and shit are kind of clean, and like the space, the numpad's fucked. But like, I
Have you
mean,
seen a person that's any kind of close to that shit, like in real
uh,
life?
in real life, no. But then again, I don't have many gamery friends. If you want to get sad and depressed, you could check out Neckbeard Nests.
Yeah,
That
that's kind of an homage to that, you know?
I think they took a picture from that and then photoshopped in the fucking the Fortnite, because I don't think Fortnite came on 360.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
yeah, yeah, Neckbeard Nest will make you go, I gotta clean my room right now.
yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna close that. Um,
So do you still think that dude's desk looks like crap on the first one?
yeah, the desktop itself looks like he dug it out of the woods.
All right, fair enough.
I
All
mean,
right,
it looks like it
you
has.
held to it.
I feel like if I would sit down at this, I would get moss stuck to my shirt. And second, with his tower there, I know I'm one to talk with my drawers where they would open up and hit the bed, but how's he going to open that cupboard?
Oh, I have no idea.
He's not. That's your answer.
Yeah, but I guess I'd go for like 2-3-1 if I really thought about the order, but definitely the second one.
I mean, yeah, I 2, 3, 1. So
Yeah.
so there's that. Um, so my first one was the station. Yeah. So my first one was this guy, and I'm not gonna dig out another one because I don't care. Um, and then I got this one.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Yeah, yeah. That one's a good one. I thought about that one.
And then you like the use of lights behind the thing, don't you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You see Doug tagged me in a post and he referenced you, so I tagged you on Facebook.
Oh no.
So
I'm
it was a table with RGB in it.
Oh nice. I'll
Yeah,
have
this
to
one
check
says.
it out.
Yeah, this one says I hate RGB.
Yeah, I
There.
saw one like that with that super wide curved one. I don't know if it was a Samsung one, but it was basically looked like it, but with no RGB and just lights on like that. It's just really boring. But it's like, hey, I got this. You got this screen here. That's all that
Right,
counts.
right. There's where all my money went.
Yeah.
This one, the dude even put a fucking piece of wood under his computer, so it's not sitting on the wood floor.
Hmm.
I mean, to each their own and shit. I just, yeah. I like a little color. I would get tired of everything was black and gray and black and black and gray.
Yeah. Could you imagine working with all the harsh light like that all the time? At least get some kind of mood lighting there.
I mean, he's got a light
Ambient
on top
light.
of the camera there to when he's streaming, I guess. But eh, eh. But anyway, that's my stations for
Interesting.
this week. If I had to pick, I would say this one's probably like my favorite, and then obviously this one's second. We got the Asus water cooler,
Yes.
the Ryujin or whatever, and then this guy is who
Ryujin.
cares? This guy just has a black box.
Excellent!
You said black and box.
Yes, yes it is. Yes. Okay, now let's get on to the stories. The news with Ian and Franklin is too long. We've got to make that shorter.
We could just do the Morse code because you could stop that anytime.
Whatever.
All right, so
Well, now what's
how's it
happening?
going? Read any good books lately?
So what's up with this story?
Okay, so yeah, Intel's slipping up again, man. They're they
What?
were gonna be trying to compete with the AMD to do the 7 nanometer CPUs, but that got delayed a year. And
Nice.
I think the next one's line of CPUs was just gonna be like the 10 nanometers or whatever. So it's a little bit better, I guess. I think aren't they doing, what was it, 12 or 14 was like the standard before,
I think so.
and they got it down to 10, but yeah, it's like AMD's already about to go down to the 5, aren't they? Aren't they talking about doing that?
Well, that and you can, you know, use your XMP profile without being technically overclocking, and even on your K SKU they don't support it. What?
Yeah. You got to buy a overclocking warranty for that.
Seriously?
The coverage. Yeah, that's a thing. You have to go through Intel for that.
How much you gotta pay?
Oh, I don't know. I I'm not sure exactly. I think it was like, I don't know if it was only like $30 or $40. I think maybe,
Wow.
but
Well,
it's still bullshit.
on top of buying the K SKU.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're getting more delays and getting more behind and everything.
Great. So they're making everyone want to go with AMD.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Right. Definitely. I mean that. It's like, Linus's whole their whole title for one of their videos was, are they trying is Intel trying to get people to hate them? And
I
you
mean,
know Linus backpedaled and stuff a long time ago because they were talking some stuff about Intel, and they're like, oh yeah, we're getting paid by Intel or whatever.
right. Oh yeah, let's walk
So
that back. We got money. We're shills.
yeah, like oh wait, but I guess I don't know what their deals are with them now, but like I mean it's obviously it's you really can't hide that shit. Everybody's talking about Intel, you know, so.
I mean, I don't know what the hell they thought was. I don't know,
Should have gotten
but
an AMD.
what the hell? Hold on. Okay.
There was more other news too about their. I think they are going to be starting on the Intel GPU stuff, but I wouldn't hold out too much for that, especially since uh, there is talk about that big Navi with the AMD. That's supposed to be pretty good when that comes out.
Right.
So
Well, like the
whatever
thing was,
Intel's got, I don't know.
the one hater ad or story I read, they're like, "Oh, Big Navi's only going to do up to 2080 Ti, which is too little, too late." And I'm like, "But if it's going to be at AMD prices, people still can't afford a 2080 Ti."
Yeah. Well, there was. I think was it UFD Tech that did it, or I forget. They just did one like today or yesterday about how it might be crushing Nvidia because they're talking about like something like 48 teraflops or whatever.
So NZXT updates warranty of what? The build PCs? Is that what they call that?
The BLD. Yeah. So yeah, you just mentioned a little bit earlier about and we talked about last week about the XMP shit, but the NZXT they had a thing on their warranty where they were saying that it would void your warranty if you turned on XMP with their systems. And for those that don't know, NZXT is they're basically a PC component. They're they manufacture their own shit, right? They do. I mean, that I have their AIOs and shit.
Yeah,
I don't
they're
know
a
what
system
all.
integrator. They'll build a computer. You give them money.
Yeah, they build a computer, but I don't know what all parts they do. I know they do they have their own cases and
Cases, motherboards, motherboard
motherboards.
covers.
Yeah. So, but they're also a system integrator, and this BLD is basically a niche kind of thing where you can pick a bunch of games and you give them like how many FPS or whatever you want, or I don't even think you have to do that, where you just pick some games and it'll suggest a computer build for you, or you can customize your own computer build with them, and they'll they'll send it out to you. But
Hmm.
obviously one of the things that jacks up the price is like the speed of the RAM that you decide to choose, and if you choose like 3200 or 3600, it's they're Jay was saying on his video there, basically the base clock of DDR4 is I think it's the 2166, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, and technically uh, when you put it to the like what it's advertised as, that's like the max overclock that you're technically doing an overclock on that thing that it's been
Approved
like
and ready to
tested
go
to
to.
be, it's been approved to be stable at or whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, it's, I guess technically you're doing an overclock with them, and
I mean, yeah, you got to
but
do it in
since they're
overclock
advertising,
settings.
yeah, and so basically when you turn it on, when you turn on the XMP to get it to what you bought the RAM for, then it was voided their warranty, and then everybody raised the pitchforks, and then it's basically they fixed it next article,
Right.
but yeah, they backpedaled on that, and thankfully they will suggest that they'll support that.
Well, the thing is, they're probably like catching shit from Intel, and they're like, "Oh, wait, no, what are we doing? We'll get way more customers if we pretend to care about customer service."
Yeah.
So Qualcomm's 100 watt charging scheme will go from 0 to 50 in 5 minutes.
Yeah, do you hate waiting for your phone to charge, Frank?
I mean, my actual phone I use, no, not really. It's got a warp charger. My
Oh,
old
really?
phone takes forever.
Would you have one of those power bank cases or whatever?
No, I have a One Plus. It has a warp charger.
What's a warp charger?
It's their um, it's their brand of charging. It's supposed to be like it used to be quick charge, and now it's warp. Yeah, it used to be dash or whatever. Hold on.
Was
Go
it
to YouTube.
specifically? Do you get the warp charger when it's like their brick or whatever that they send you with the
Yes.
phone? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's because it's like certain amperage. I don't want to use it with another phone.
Yeah.
Um, I don't even use my phone now with it because I use an older charger because I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of it ruining the battery if I use it too much. Um, in this video I just found, this guy here compares the Samsung 10 to the Warp charger.
Hmm.
Come on, dude. Oh, he's got a little amp thing there at the bottom. Tell you how. So the Samsung one goes at 8.7 volt versus the Warp charger is 4.26. Oh, okay. But the Warp charger is at 3.06 amp versus 2.58 amp.
What? Do you ever have to charge at work?
Um, I I purposely bring my older phone to listen to music so I don't drain my battery. But if I do, if I
Uh,
use my Warp charger, say my phone's lower than 50%, if I use the Warp charger, it'll be 90 to 100% in less than a half hour.
yeah. Well, you're on such a rigorous schedule. You probably have everything timed right where you don't even have to worry about that shit.
Yeah, unless I'm sitting there on it eating up a bunch of juice.
Yeah. Or you charge it at night, but basically, they have it where you'll be able to charge your phone in like 100% technically in 10 minutes, I guess.
I mean, faster is better.
Yeah. Uh, would you ever get one of those wireless chargers? Like
I would love to if my phone could
put it
take
in your
wireless
desk or
charging.
whatever?
Well, I mean, it would just be a pad. I would just lay it on. I would like that because then I don't got to worry about, oh, I left it not plugged in overnight and it didn't charge.
Yeah.
But my phone doesn't
Well,
support it.
right. Well,
And if I got one of those adapters, I'd be worried about it melting the motherfucker.
you mean your new OnePlus phone doesn't have wireless charging?
No, it's not new. There's a new one that's out after mine, but it was one of the features they didn't have, but it also has like there's no camera notch in the screen. because the camera pops up. So like a fucking periscope. They had to put a motor in there and shit, and they had to figure out a way to. Doesn't have a headphone jack either. Doesn't have a removable battery, but it's got 12 gigs of RAM
Yeah,
on a
see, that's
phone.
nice. Yeah.
It's got a 1440 display with no cutout for camera. Got an ambient display. It's got a curved edges. It's got
I forget
yeah.
who is it. Was it that MKBHD that he has it where it's you don't even see a pad where it's like built into the desk, the wireless charging or whatever.
I don't know.
See, that's what I'd like to get, man. Where you just know where the spot you're supposed to put the phone at, and it'll just start charging magically. You know.
Oh, AT&T apologizes for scaring customers into upgrading their phones 2 years early. What?
What? Yeah. So I thought you'd. Do you got any internet articles, by the way?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so AT&T caused a lot of or a bit of an uproar yesterday when it revealed that customers were receiving emails from the second place U.S. Wireless carrier proclaiming that it would soon be upgrading our network. The email went on to describe how the customer's current smartphone is not compatible with the network and you need to replace it to continue receiving service. What made the email so alarming is that, given the way it was worded, customers were led to believe that this was an action that they would need to take in the short term in order to avoid service disruptions. In reality, AT&T was actually being more of a bit disingenuous with its email, considering that the actual switchover that it's talking about when its 3G network will be turned off won't occur until February of 2022. So basically, they're freaking people out for nothing, you know.
Might need a new phone eventually.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the 3G. I mean, I could see why you would want to get people off of that, I guess, but until you
What?
have to, right?
I mean, no, they want your money now.
Yeah. Want your money.
I like money. I want your own money.
But yeah, so you say you didn't have an internet article, though?
No.
Okay. Okay, and the next one here is about the PS5.
Hold on a second, my shit's froze up. I can't click on any goddamn thing. Okay. Sorry. Now I can. Hold on. Okay, now I got it. Sorry.
Was like everything frozen, or was it just the Chrome or the Vivaldi?
I don't know. I whatever it was, the shit was behind. Shit was behind what I was trying to get to. So no, I couldn't close out of the screen I had up, so I had to wait. Pictures of outer white PS5 shell show size, hints at swappable custom faceplates. I don't give a shit. Who gives a shit? Next.
Who gives a shit? Well,
Other than
apparently
Doug.
Doug would, because this is a PlayStation and he's a Sony
It's
phony.
the 5. He's not gonna be able to fucking afford that retarded trash.
Well, this is basically, you know, we were talking about how that shit was gonna look like ugly or whatever.
It looks
Apparently, you'll
fake.
be able to change that.
It looks fake AF. It looks like a fake console that your Meemaw would pick up at the dollar store, thinking she got you something nice.
Well, Well, I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the with the Xbox 360? You used to be able to put on like a custom faceplate on that.
I never gave a shit about no 360, man. I don't know.
Uh, yeah, they had something similar to this, which was that they had like custom like patterns or whatever.
You can get
Faceplates
skins
with different
for all
skins.
kinds of shit now, so
Yeah. Well,
those are just giant stickers, though.
those this I think they'll actually have like different like shapes. Like if you want more of a normal shape, you might be able to get that.
Nah, they're gonna make you get something stupid.
Uh, yeah, that I
By
always
the
noticed that the PlayStation designs were like since beyond like the PlayStation 2, they sort of got kind of funky with the designs, you know.
by the way, speaking of gaming,
Speaking of gaming, and
Gaming. Speaking of gaming,
that's our man on the street there, Linus. There's an opinion
Linus.
article. Obsidian is becoming Bethesda since Bethesda stopped being Bethesda.
Hmm?
Because yeah, basically, Bethesda had the Elder Scrolls series, and
Oh.
now Obsidian's making a similar, which is actually the successor of Pillars of Eternity, a new game called Avowed that they just released a trailer for. And Floyd's like, "Yeah, I want to play that." I'm like, "It's not going to be for a couple years yet." But so they have that, and then they did the Outer Worlds, which people were like, "Yeah, they need to do that." And then Obsidian, obviously, they made the Fallout series, so they're like, "Well, you can compare it to because it's." A lot of people were mad about Fallout 76, but the thing is, I don't think the Outer Worlds was meant to compare to it. I mean, like, you don't hear anyone talk about the Outer Worlds like at all. Like, they just released it. They got new DLC coming. Yeah,
That's
I, don't,
good.
I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I'd rather be playing 76. I'm trying to get the show over with so I can go play 76. I don't.
Uh,
I'm addicted. So I don't know. This is an opinion piece. You can read it. I just thought the title was clickbaity enough for make me throw it up here. But back to your stories. You can play Doom inside Minecraft using a virtual PC.
yep.
Um, you know what this makes me think of?
Porn.
I mean, what doesn't? But
Porno.
I don't know. Yeah, there's once again there's a subreddit called wait for it. Now I gotta zoom so you can read it. It runs Doom, which the subject line will it run Doom? So you could run Doom on, and the whole thing is just like here's an old iPod Mini playing Doom, Minecraft running Doom, which you've seen, uh, calculator running Doom, Oculus Quest, iPod Classic, uh, remarkable tablet with e-ink display. Basically, people stick Doom on all kinds of crap. So,
Yeah.
an old phone, or I'm sorry, medical alarm. Help! I've fallen and I can't get up. A ticket validator. I mean, just yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
it says it's not going to have the frame rate you'd expect, and mods for Doom itself might be impractical. You can also forget about playing Minecraft inside Minecraft in the near future. Even running Windows XP or Ubuntu Linux is laggy according to you drunk mate, let alone a game meant for reasonably modern computers. Oh yes. So basically, these people figure out a way of running VMs inside of the Minecraft.
Well, that's cool. You can play Doom inside of Doom. If you play the newer Doom, when you go to one of the consoles, you can find like the old. I don't know if it's the NES or SNES version of Doom, or like some other console, but you can play an older edition of Doom inside of the regular Doom.
So that's cool. I do like game playing games inside of games. It's like meta, man.
Oh, like what do they call that? Like Inception.
Yeah, Doomception.
Let's see, I'm trying to find the play classic Doom 1 and 2 and Doom Eternal.
I remember when I used to me and my friends used to play like Tony Hawk. Do you remember the Tony Hawk games back in the day?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to remember like going back as far as like the first or the second Tony Hawk game. They had these like displays that were like giant telescreens like in the level, and it was actually like regular just like animating video of like like real skateboarding like footage,
Mhm.
and I thought that was really cool.
Well, like inside of Fallout, you can find uh, playable games that the developers put in for your. You know how they have the Pip Boy for your wrist, little virtual.
Yeah.
That like right here, you can see this is a clip. They have it instead of like the Red
Oh, that's
Menace,
cool.
and they got another one called Pitfall. It's basically Pitfall.
See, that's cute, man. I like that.
Yeah, and like where they got invaders and shit like that, Missile Command. Yeah, see, like that's actually what the game looks like. So
Is it? I think we should be seeing a lot more of that in video games too, like a lot more interactive, like screens and stuff in like the 3D worlds, because, like you just, at least for like games that are in more of a modern setting, you would expect to come across those a lot more often.
yeah. And then your last story for the evening: AOC seeks to ban U.S. military from recruiting through Twitch esports. That thing had sound and it was driving me crazy. Update: Congress voted against the measure by an overwhelming margin. So,
Yeah.
AOC, did they mean Alexandria Ocasio Cortez?
Uh,
Yep, there she
Yeah.
is introducing a measure that would prevent the military from using video games, esports, and live streaming
Hi guys,
services
it's
for
Lauren
recruitment.
Gray, and today I'm letting you control my
Oh
Lenovo
boy.
Yoga laptop.
What were you doing? Just jacking it?
it was a video pop up.
Oh, it's porn. No,
The same
the
article as you. I'm surprised you didn't get it.
I had this thing here was playing a video. Yeah, I paused it. It was loud AF. But anyway,
But
so
yeah,
she's saying don't use Twitch to trick the youngins into signing up.
yeah.
Mm, I can understand that. But it was shot down, huh?
I just
Right.
released a new song, and
I have no idea what's going on with. Yeah, they're like doing. I don't even know why. Like they need to be on Twitch. The military.
Why did you need what? Sorry, you're cutting out.
Oh, I said I don't even know why they need to have like a presence on Twitch other than just to monitor things.
Well, because you used to, like, you'd be back in the day, recruiters would hang out at the mall to trap young kids. Hey, young children, you want to join the
Your
military?
help creating a super cute lyric.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
You don't remember in high school?
I don't think I've ever seen that in high school.
Oh yeah, the recruiters would follow you around. They fucking followed me and my brother before. I mean, maybe it was different because they figured you're blind. We don't need to fuck with you.
No,
No
I
offense.
don't know. I mean, I switched schools. I went between high schools and everything, so I don't know.
When you're age to sign up, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, well, it says the measure comes after numerous controversies regarding the military's Twitch presence. The U.S. Army and the U.S. Navy have been banning viewers who ask or talk about war crimes, which is potentially a violation of the First Amendment right to free speech, since the organizations are extensions of the federal government. Then
Right.
Twitch recently stopped the U.S. Army from promoting seemingly fake giveaways that would give viewers information to recruiters.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
when Trump was blocking people on Twitch, and they're like, actually, you can't do that, Mr. President.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
like, no,
he's pissed because Twitch is like suspending him and stuff for putting up that one video of that lady that was talking about.
Twitter, Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. I'm sorry, I always confuse
No,
the
you're
words,
good.
but
I think I got you confused, but yeah, that crazy doctor. He's like, yeah, we have a doctor that says that you know COVID's fake, and I'm like, did you listen to anything else she said? Because she also said that you're infertile because you slept with demons in your dream, and they're demon sperm.
that
I can't
demon
even.
seed.
Yeah, I just listen to the other shit she says.
Yeah. Well, I first heard about that on the Phil DeFranco show or whatever, and he basically said, yeah, you really gotta. This is the best example of you really gotta pay attention and like look at the backgrounds of who you're getting your news from.
Well, that and like she says that Facebook needs to give her page back. 'Cause they took it down because she said all this crap, and they said that if she doesn't, God will take it away. Get rid of Facebook. And it's like, dude, really?
Are we?
What'd you say?
I said, are we fucked?
I mean, yeah. But what are you gonna
No
do, right?
sugarcoating. Well,
I mean,
it's like this is the worst time, for people for shit going crazy.
yeah.
And it's just like, just put a damn mask on.
I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. I'm tired. If you're too stupid to follow what your governor, what your crazy president tells you to do at this point, because you're worried about your rights more so than people being safe, then you obviously don't care what I gotta say. So
Well, it's my right to not be able to wear a mask.
I need to live my life because going to the grocery store for 5 minutes is
Yeah, and
anyway.
you wear it for 8 hours a day.
And then I wear it when I leave.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway,
All right, man. Well, I guess this was a good show, man. Good job. You get a peanut.
yeah.
Peanut.
Okay.
But
Well,
I guess thanks for everybody for tuning in. I try to invite Ben on tonight. So whatever.
uh huh.
But yeah, thanks for coming on, Frank. Thanks for everybody listening. I guess we'll see you on the flip side, right?
Sure.
Sure.
You are the weakest link.
TTFN. Ta-ta for now.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
Have a good day.